This is my 1909 Triumph, which I've owned for many years and done many miles on. It's got one of Triumph's own engines, and this is the engine that was popularised and was copied by many other motorcycle manufacturers as it was so successful. This bike's been accessorised a bit. As you can see, it's got an exhaust whistle which was supposed to scare off the dogs. Also, it runs a DA2 Bosch Magneto, and you can see that it has non-adjustable tappets, so that can cause a problem. It's also got the early large pedalling sprocket, which doesn't make it easy to pedal start, and also has Triumph's own carburetor, and the early ones before 1910 were screwed on, so to get them upright you've got to put a little shim to make sure you're on the right amount of turns. The early ones, the oil pump was vertical, so it means you've got to bend down and turn on the oil tap, pull up the oil pump, turn the tap down to the motor and depress the oil pump, half a pump every 5 miles. It's also got Triumph's own patented forks, and they sort of give you some sort of dampening for the road, but they do it by elongating the wheelbase of your bike. So it's like a bit like riding a greyhound dog, with sort of lurching forwards and backwards when you're trying to go around a corner. I was lucky many years ago to come by a roll of original Dunlop vari length wedge rope size C belting, and I've still got enough to keep me going for a couple more years. This bike, another accessory it's got is a NSU 2-speed gear. This was made by the NSU company of Germany and was a proprietary line that you could fit as an accessory to your bike. And what it does, it gives you 2 speeds with a clutch. So the clutch is the important thing, and there's a little epicyclic gearbox inside, and it gives you a 30% reduction. So if you come to a hill and you're struggling on a hill, then you can wind the handle clockwise through neutral into first gear, and hopefully you'll get up the hill. Advance and retard lever, Triumph's own advance and retard lever with Triumph stamped into it. Minute little petrol caps, which are a real pain when you go to a service station because you can't fill up because the nozzle won't fit in there. Front tank is oil, rear tank is petrol. Celluloid handlebar grips, and this one has got a Bonix and Speedo, the 50 mile an hour type, but the 50 mile an hour types read faster than 50 miles an hour, because once you go over 50 the needle just continues on, so you have to realize that you've done more than one revolution. So if you're doing 60 mile an hour, it'll show as 10 mile an hour on this Speedo. Also, it's got a triple twist horn on the bike. Typical of a British bike, I can't leave it on my driveway without cardboard because it drips oil. So to start the bike, Firstly, you have to turn on the petrol and tickle the carburetor to make sure fuel's flooding everywhere. Advance retard about middle of the way. Air closed, throttle open, and hopefully this will start like a kickstart bike. So from neutral, wind the handle slowly into